Okay, everybody. I am starting to make a video which is help on the introductory paragraph. Okay? So, I want to remind you just briefly what is our goal for this first unit is number 1, it's to create a moth style podcast. And number 2, we are writing a comparison contrast paper. We are going to focus on number 2 right now. So in the PowerPoint slide show, there is a series of what you are supposed to do. So for the movie text comparison paper, the first thing you had to do was to read and take notes. So if you read and take notes, it would look we had a paper that looked like this on the old 003. And what you were supposed to do was read and take down notes of what you noticed. So you have notes on the basic plot. What happens? First this, this, this. This is the order of events. And the reason I said to take notes on that is because sometimes one of the differences could be in the order of events when you get down to the next paragraphs, okay? Take notes on the characters. Who are they? What are they doing? What is their motivation for doing what they're doing? And where are you feeling the tension? Now, once you've taken the notes, you are all ready to write 006, which is the introductory paper, okay? So, that was number 2. Write and submit the introductory paper. Okay? So, in the introduction, there were 3 basically things you needed. All right? The first thing you needed, it could be one sentence, was the title and the author and hopefully when it was written. Then you were having a brief summary, which was 3 sentences possibly. Then, what makes it a good story? That would also be 3 sentences. And then a conclusion. So, I want to look at a basic outline for 006. Okay? First, you're going to have the title and author and when it was written. So, this short story by this author was written at this time. Then you're going to have a 3-sentence summary. It's about this person who is in this situation. This person then goes through all these problems, and this is how it turns out. Okay? And if you notice over here, this is telling you what to do. You summarize from the beginning to the end. 1, 2, 3. Then, this part might be a little harder. All the reasons that this story keeps readers interested and has lasted throughout time. What makes it a good story? Okay? Now, what are you looking for there? Try to think about what makes a good story. Okay? Common story elements are what make a good story. That's why they're common. That's why they're in stories. So possibly the character, a character that's relatable. That's a reason. And then you would say who it was and why. Was there an exciting plot? Is that what makes it a good story? Okay, that's one option. So possibly one option would be a character that's relatable. Then you would tell what it was. Then a second thing that makes it a good story, maybe it's the exciting plot that makes it a good story. Maybe it was number 3. Maybe it was a great conclusion. That it all comes together. I mean, if it all comes together at the end, that can make it a good story. Or maybe, here's a 4th option, maybe it was the suspense that made it a good story. Or 5, maybe the good guy wins and the bad guy is punished. That's what makes it a good story. So when you're thinking about what makes it a good story, you're talking in general. This is not a time to bring up similarities and differences. No similarities or differences now, okay? We're just talking about what makes it a good story in general. All right, so no similarities, no differences in 006, okay? Another thing that might make it a good story is lots of internal dialogue. For instance, remember when we listened to that moth story of David Covey, and he was talking about how he felt, and it's like, I was feeling this, and I was feeling this, and I was thinking this, and I was thinking this, possibly. So why is the story that you read, the short story, a good story, right? And you wouldn't just say, oh, it has good suspense. You would say it has good suspense like when something happened, okay? Or it had an exciting plot, like when this happened. Or it had a great conclusion, like when the orphan was reunited with her parents, for instance, okay? So it's going to all add up to something like this. One reason why this story is good is that such and such and such and such and such. Another reason it's a good story is that blankety blank. Additionally, and then you have another reason, okay? Then you just have a concluding statement that sums up that paragraph. Hey, there's many reasons why this keeps the story interested, and that's why there's films about it, okay? So, this is the basic outline of 006. Now, you can also look at this sample of 006. Okay? So, this is longer, right? But it has the title and author, when it was written. Then there is a 3-sentence summary. As you can hear my dog, I'm not going to stop though, okay? Then we have 3 reasons why it's a good story, okay? Here's what I wrote, or this person wrote, and I kind of revised it. I said there was a good conclusion. There's a lot of problems that she goes through. That made it good. And the suspense. See? So I said, why is it a good story? Because of these 3 reasons. So in 006, what you want is a claim, a topic sentence. You know, you're saying, this is what I'm writing about. Then we're going to have just a 3-sentence summary. Then you're going to have, I would just suggest come up with 3 reasons why it's a good story. 1, 2, 3 sentences. Then 1 concluding statement. Okay? Now, if you don't have this, or maybe you were just writing without anything in your mind, maybe you wrote similarities and differences in there. And I'm saying there's no similarities or no differences in 006. Here's what you can do tonight, because I haven't checked it yet. What you can do is you can go back and unsubmit your 006, fix it up, and put it back in, okay, by your next class. So that's help on 006, and hopefully it is helpful.